Hello, everybody. This is John Johnston with Corn Nation, giving you a post game for 2020 Nebraska versus Rutgers. It's a win for your favorite team, 28-21. Not a blowout win, but a healthy win. It certainly was a maddening first half with 4 turnovers by Adrian Martinez. I'll be honest, in the first half, I looked at this and I thought to myself, I don't really ever want to see him at quarterback again. And then the team went out and played a second half of football that was very good. They ran the ball at will on a Rutgers defense that at times looked like they were completely gassed. Rutgers had a lot of players down on the field in the second half, obviously exhausted. Nebraska finished with 620 total yards. Dedrick Mills had 25 carries for 191 yards for a 7.6 yard per carry average. Adrian Martinez, 23 for 157. He was also 24 of 28 passing. He did have 2 interceptions where you kind of went, what in the fuck is he doing again? But, 255 yards passing. It's such a bipolar. I mean, you have to give him a grade B for this game for bipolar because he can be so beautiful sometimes. That long touchdown run he had in the second half literally looked like he was playing against high schoolers. And then he had that one where he just inexplicably turned and ran out of bounds. You're kind of like, what the fuck? Did you get bored from running so far on these guys? You're like, I think I'll go over here. It was kind of weird. Penalties, 9 for 56 for Nebraska. I've become convinced that when Scott Frost is arguing with the officials on the sidelines, that he's not going to get any calls. In fact, I think that it makes things worse for him. And if there's part of me that's become convinced that I don't think the Big Ten is necessarily out to get him with regards to the officiating crews, but I certainly do think that they're not going to give him any leeway whatsoever on calls. In other words, if there's a borderline holding call, they're making that fucking call. I don't think there were any really egregious calls against Nebraska. Yeah, remember we had, I think, 4 starting offensive linemen that were either freshmen or redshirt freshmen, so a very young line. They're going to make mistakes. Nebraska overcame those mistakes. And had a pretty good game overall. There were some penalties that you probably could have called against Rutgers. You were head scratchers. There was a pretty clear holding call in their 2-point conversion that pissed Scott off. We're on first name basis again. There was, when Wan'Dale Robinson got hit in the end zone, you looked at that play and you went, if Nebraska had made that tackle, you fuckers have called this for targeting. And you know it because it's this type of tackle that you've called Nebraska for targeting on throughout the entire season. So, again, I don't want to bitch too much about the officiating. Whatever. Let's see what else we got. You know what else we got? We got a good defense. I know that last year I got tired of the comments section on our website saying that we needed to fire Eric Chinander. I'd really like to hear from anybody who thinks that now, because our defense this year, after losing 3 guys who went to the NFL on the defensive line, has played really pretty well this year. They've kept us in the games, almost all of them. I mean, let's throw out Ohio State, obviously. Illinois, they really didn't show up for. That was a terrible game for them. Today, you give up 4 turnovers against Rutgers in the first half, and Rutgers has 14 points at halftime. I know Greg Schiano probably was very upset with his team for scoring 14 points off 4 turnovers. If it was us that only scored 14 points off 4 turnovers, I'd be probably out by that fucking tree again at night. People calling the police. There's a guy out there think he's in ill health, probably going to do something horrible to himself. He's recording his final words. Thank God. I know you're probably thinking this was against Rutgers, and maybe that's true. On the other hand, I'd like you to take it from this perspective. If we'd have lost this game to Rutgers, Oh my God. Christmas is 1 week away. And I would hope that you would let go of it and enjoy your Christmas. But thank God you don't have to contemplate that. Now we can at least go into the off season with a positive approach and not spend 9 months just down on ourselves completely. I don't know if Nebraska is going to go to a bowl game. I could see it either way. I could see why Scott Frost wants to go to a bowl game because he has a very young team and we need more reps. And the only way you're going to get better is by playing more and getting more practices. That's it. Do more things, get better. Other interesting thing you saw in this game was you saw Dedrick Mills get the ball, like 25 carries, like I said, 6 receptions. You kept your playmakers in the game. You had a healthy dose of Adrian Martinez, Dedrick Mills, and Wan'Dale Robinson, and you won. You had an offensive performance that looked like the offense that we've been wanting to see from Scott Frost, the offense that goes and kicks ass. I would have liked to see us get to 35 points, but, it's a win. I could go on. This is supposed to be a Rutgers post-game reaction. We'll leave it at that. Rutgers has a 14-game losing streak at their home stadium. Conference losing streak, I think it is. They've never won 4 Big Ten games in a season since they've been in the conference. When I heard those 2 statistics, I thought we were doomed because we feel bad about ourselves and we become these self-loathing fan base. And at least tonight, we don't have to do that. So, like I said, Christmas is 1 week away. Ho, ho, ho. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're feeling festive. Thank you for listening, and go Big Red. Merry Christmas.